hear how blues that is? Here is the thing. I am not playing any of the shape you'd guess, just two chords, a minor 2-5. If you came up on blues like most of us, you got 20, 30 years in that pentatonic box, and somewhere along the way you hit the wall. You bring your box to a jazz tune, and it stops working. So you search jazz blues, and every video tells you the same thing and a note to the scale. Add more notes to the pentatonic box or another box on top of the box. Meanwhile, 30 years of blues feel sits in your hands uncollected. So, here is the reframe. The blues was never a scale you put on top of the music. In jazz, the blues lives inside the harmony. Every minor 2-5 you've ever played, that is already a blues. The blue notes you love, that they are sitting inside the 5 chord, working as tensions. You do not add the blues, you find it. Hi, I'm Junan Choi. I teach jazz guitar as an apprenticeship. The way this music was actually passed down, not from a textbook. I grew up in South Korea, a total outsider. My blues came from rock pentatonic, same as yours. Then, at Berklee College of Music, my mentor Richie Hart showed me where the blues actually lives in this music. Inside the changes, not on top of them. Being an outsider meant I had to understand why it works, not just that it works. That is what I teach. So you can stop collecting information and start playing real music. So give me a few minutes and I will give you 3 things. Why every minor 2-5 is already a blues. Where the blue note actually live inside the 5 chord. How one bar of it gets you bluesier than the box ever did. I will show you slow. What this means for the way you have practiced for 30 years. It is better news than you think. And at the end, I will point you to the video where I show where the blues sound actually come from. So let's find where your blues has been hiding. The people think it is coming from the pentatonic. And then I see from the pentatonic, they add notes. So they are not really a pentatonic, but with the added notes. But then I realized, yes, I knew the pentatonic before I came to Berklee, before studying with Richie Hart. But the way I learned from Richie Hart was never the blues was pentatonic. Because the beauty of the blues is the minor and the major happening at the same time. But pentatonic, once you set one, yeah, there is a major pentatonic and minor pentatonic, but it is a relative thing. So you don't really play them major and minor at the same time, at the same tonic center. But blues is not pentatonic. Blues is not pentatonic. Because pentatonic doesn't have minor and major at the same time. So that is the base thing, and let's see where I connect those minor blues sounds to the minor 2-5-1. And since I made linked to the minor 251 earlier in the video, way early videos that I talk about the minor 251. Actually, the major 251 also can be a minor 251. So, guess what? You can basically play any of these minor blues sound in any 251 once you know where to hit when the 5 chords arrives. So let's go and look at the beginning phrase, the phrase that I played in the beginning of this video. Yeah, there was E minor 7 flat 5, A7 going to the D minor. So E minor 7 flat 5 is actually the G minor. So let's play the G minor blues sound there. And in here, what makes this phrase the bluesy is the blue notes. Right? And then this E minor 7 flat 5 going to the A7, right? And then third of that A7 is blue notes of G minor blues. You see? So E minor 7 flat, the minor 251, the upper structure of 2 minor 7 flat 5 chord, which is, yeah, minor 7 flat 5, you just don't play the root. There's a G minor or any shape, this shape, E minor 7 flat 5 here. Then just don't play the root. On top, that's a G minor. And over here, E minor 7 flat 5, don't play the root, there's a G minor and minor blues. Right? Or and then resolving to the 1. So this minor 251 is actually the 251 sound in minor key center. So what I played in the beginning, I wanted to hear this E minor 7 flat 5 sound on right, that bluesy sound, bluesy phrase. G minor. So in here, you can actually play any of your familiar minor blues lick, if you want to call it. I want to say the phrase, and turn that into your favorite 251 sound by targeting the third. Targeting the third, what I mean by that is we are already in the minor blues. And then if you stop there on the blue note, that is already a third of the 5 chord. And then the voicing of 5 chord. Right? That is our next chord, the third of the next chord, right? So pick any of your favorite standard tune. For example, Autumn Leaves, which is in key of minor. Fly Me to the Moon, the first 8 bar could be treated as the minor tune. And any tune, your favorite tune, not even a minor tune, just major tune works as well, because in the 251, the way the jazz musicians treat the regular 251, I said earlier, like D minor 7 flat 5, D minor 7 to the G7 to the C major 7. From there, that the guide tone move this half step to the 1. 2, 5, 1, right? But then if we have D minor 7, we have these extra notes. And then the other 2 notes just go half step, but this extra note goes whole step. That's why they want to put right, they diminish, but this note being the flat 9 sound. So on the D minor to the G7 to the C major, on the D minor, if we play just D minor, then this becomes the blue note of D minor blues, which becomes A flat, which becomes the flat 9 of G7 sound. So yes, minor 2-5, even in the major 2-5-1 sound, that works good. And reachable to the major. So 2 chords, no box, and the blues is all there. Now you cannot unhear it, and there is a video on this channel that takes this all the way back, where the blues sound really starts. That is where I am sending you at the end. So this week, take one minor 2-5 form, any tune you know, find the blue note inside the 5, just one, and hold it, then resolve it. Just 1 bar, slow. That is the blues doing its actual job in jazz. And if you want to see where the blues sound actually comes from, there is the video on screen right now. Watch that next and subscribe so that the rest of this series find you well. Until next time, keep swinging.